What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be trying my hand at making a cutting board using these exotic woods. I got Purple Heart and Padauk, and I'm also going to throw in a little bit of cherry because it's also a hardwood, and I had just so happened to get it for a good price at my local wood center down here in South Florida. So if you're ever in Oakland Park area, down in Fort Lauderdale in South Florida, check out Constantine's Wood Center. They've got a lot of really nice exotic woods for really good prices. So without further ado, let's get started. For this build, I'm going to be making a 10-inch by 15-inch cutting board. The first step that I did was to mark and cut the wood into 10-inch sections. Okay, so now that I have all my pieces cut, I'm going to take them to this sanding block that I made. See that? To smooth out and even all the sides. And then I'm going to glue them all together. Use the same, after they're glued up, use the same block to sand up and true up all the sides, and then use a hand plane to even out the surface and make sure it's nice and smooth and flat. I don't have any real power tools, and I'm also trying to do this in one day, so I'm trying to, it's one of the woodworker's skills. If you don't have something, don't have a tool, you make it. And this is just a big piece of wood that I have. I glued 4 different grits of sandpaper onto each side, and yeah, that's going to be my tool. Hopefully I can get this done in one day and see what it looks like. Okay, so now that it got everything painstakingly sanded to the right smoothness that I needed, so it's all pretty much even. Now I'm just gonna figure out how I'm gonna lay them out. I could do like it pretty basic like this, or I might fool around and see how messing around with the different patterns goes. But I'm gonna glue everything up with some Titebond 3. It's supposed to be waterproof, good for cutting boards. And then I'll get back to you. Okay, so now that I've given this 30 minutes to dry and set up, and that also gave me enough time to get a nice frosty beverage because it's hot out here. Now I'm going to take my little Japanese planer and plane the surface of it so that it's nice and smooth. And because this is a pull, with Japanese hand planes, you pull them instead of push them with Western style planes. I still have this little piece of oak that I've got secured here with some clamps, so I can pull it securely with both hands so I can get a nice, good cut. I'll just plane these so it's nice and smooth and even on both sides, and then I'll give it one nice final sanding, and we'll get it finished. And finally, we've come to the end where we can just put the finishing oil on now. And to do that, I'm going to be using Howard's Butcher Block Conditioner. The reason why I'm using this and not just a standard cutting board one is because this one has the mineral oil and the beeswax all in one. And from what I've read online and what people have told me, they usually just finish cutting boards with mineral oil and beeswax. This has both, 2 in 1, so less work for me. Wow, this thing really pops, especially on the camera. It's like incredible. Get some more on here. And coat it liberally. I want to make sure it's sealed nicely. How about that, man? That's pretty sweet. Alright. So as you can see, I'm inside now because it's starting to get a little dark out there. So in total, the project took me about 6 hours to get everything done. But this is the end result, and I'm actually pretty happy with this. It was new for me. I'd never done a cutting board before. So I'll just go over some of the things that I didn't like about this build. Is that, obviously when you're working with exotic woods, exotic hardwoods to be specific, they're difficult to work with, especially if you're just using hand tools like I am. And a lot of my builds I try to do in a day because that's most of the time all I have is a day to build them. And I want these builds, the things that I show on my channel, to be, things that, you guys, that my audience can build in a day too. Something that's not overly complicated. Like even the katana build, even though that filming it took the course of 2 weeks. It really, if I had like a full uninterrupted day with everything planned out and I knew everything I was doing, it would really only take me a day. It would only take me a few hours to make that. Probably like 5 or 6, just like it took this one. This one, I had never done it before. I was fixing, I had to make a jig. I had to make that big sanding block that you saw, that big piece of wood with the sanding paper on it that you saw. I had to do that before I got anything done. I had to stop filming to go get 2 new clamps to be able to clamp this together. So the 2 big 18-inch clamps that you saw in there, I just got those today. I had to go to my local hardware store to go pick those up. But the pros on this, what I liked about this, beautiful color, awesome color. I love the end result. You see in the video, like, this is amazing. I love the color in this. This is actually a gift for a friend of mine, and if she ever watches this video, I hope you know the amount of work that I put into this, and I hope you treasure it even more. But yeah, it's great. It's a little bit rough, obviously, for my first one and doing it with hand tools. So maybe what I would have done more in the future is probably spend a bit more time sanding Alright, did like 2 hours sanding, but I probably needed to do a bit more on some of the rougher grits, like 60 or 80, to be able to smooth out some of these divots, especially on the bottom here. This is what I'm going to call the bottom, and it's pretty rough. It's got a few dips in it, but the top cutting edge it's fairly smooth, and it's definitely workable for a cutting board. But so that's my first attempt at a cutting board using exotic woods. If you like this video, make sure to leave a comment down below, maybe some cutting boards that you guys have used, or if you use any of these exotic woods like Purple Heart and Padauk. Tell me some of the experiences that you've had with them, or any kind of tips or advice that you might have with using hand tools to probably get a better result than I did. And be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. I got more great videos coming up in the future. And thanks for watching, and take care.